Hey viewers, hey subscribers, and welcome back to my channel, All Things Aquarian. You guys, I am back. Happy Saturday. Good morning, everybody. I'm here to do readings. So if you would like a reading, if you hop into my live stream, please thumbs up the live stream. Please subscribe if you feel called to do so. And also, please don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right. Also, if you are new here, please be sure to drop a heart, a pink heart if you're wanting a free reading, a green heart if you're willing to donate for a reading. Donations are always priority. So if someone donates before your pink heart and they drop a green in my chat, guess who's coming first? Okay, as long as we're clear. My rules, just simply be respectful during someone else's reading. Please do not interrupt because it causes confusion, okay? And I will let you know once I start your reading. I always let you know, like, hey, so-and-so, I'm about to begin your reading, right? So that you can tune in, pay close attention to the messages that Spirit has for you. All right, y'all. Which, it's been a little minute. I didn't go live last weekend because it was my fiance's birthday and it was his weekend. So we did not go live. But I'm back. Anyway, my allergies are acting up today. I don't know if it's a weather change. I don't know. I don't know what it is, child. But we here, okay? We here. So let me know if this is too dark and if I need to turn on my other studio light over here in the corner. I can do that. Of course, now because I need the light to work, it ain't gonna do it. But good morning. Happy Saturday, you guys. I'm back and I'm here to do readings. So like I said earlier, if you're new to the channel, please thumbs up the live stream and please subscribe. Also, don't forget to drop a heart in the chat, okay? I don't know why my lighter is not cooperating today. Try to see. I haven't even used this thing. Hi. I can't pronounce your screen name. It's way too long, but hey, welcome to my channel. This is a tarot channel, by the way. So if you're just scrolling through YouTube and you see me live streaming and you're not into tarot, just feel free to keep scrolling. Hey, Aisha Love, how are you? All right, y'all, we're gonna try to... I just went through the motions of explaining the rules so that people who are new to the channel will know, like, hey, if you come into the live stream, please be respectful of other people. Please be respectful of other people, and also, you know, thumbs up the live stream. Thumbs up the live stream, subscribe, hit that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, and all the things. Also, paid and donation readings are always priority. So if somebody donates, you know, their reading's going to be bumped up to the top of the list. Good. I'm glad y'all are doing good. Is y'all's power on down there? I know a lot of people down in the SIP were without power for a minute. Like, they just got their power back on last week. So, praying for everybody down south, because I know up this way, Nashville was hit really bad during the storm. The ice was like weighing down really heavily on the power lines and stuff. Some of them were without power. Some people were without heat, and it's freezing cold. Like, all of the things. Hold on. I just blocked Sandra because she was getting on my nerves, spamming the chat. Okay, good. Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't have power, didn't have heat, so I'm just praying they can get it back up, because I know that's a lot of people, the people who are outside working on it, it's a lot of work to try to get up. if you happen to this live stream, please be respectful. Please be respectful. First of all, introduce yourself. Let us know where you're viewing from, okay? Let's start there. If you are into tarot and things of the occult and spirituality, you've come to the right place, okay? We discuss those things here. We discuss hoodoo. We discuss root work. We discuss spiritual things. We discuss tarot. We discuss all of that here. The nuances of religion and religious people. The annoyance. The grievance. We discuss it. Deconstructing from religion. We discuss it. Also, happy Black History Month. It's Black History Month. This is the first week of Black History Month. Let's see what they come up with. Let's see what they come up with to acknowledge all of the contributions that Black people have made to this country. Because without us, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be what it is. Black people invented so many things that we didn't get credit for. So, how did I kick off my Black History Month? I started by watching Rosa Parks, which I had never actually watched it. Come to find out that Rosa Parks is an Aquarius. So that just makes it even more hilarious. But it takes change. In order for things to change, sometimes you have to do drastic things. You know, have you ever heard, like, sometimes you got to act a little crazy to get results? You have to do something a little bit drastic to get somebody to really take you serious. You know what I'm saying? That was, to me, in my personal opinion, that was the movement for the civil rights movement. An organized protest to get the attention of these elite people to say, okay, enough is enough. We deserve to have equal rights. And to the Black people specifically, I'm talking to you, who like to argue, oh, I don't see the importance of voting. Then you get what you deserve. You deserve the treatment that you continue to receive because you're not trying to make a difference by saying, oh, I'm not voting. Okay, then don't. But don't be surprised when you continue to get the type of treatment that you're getting. So there's my 2 cents. But also in honor of our ancestors who fought so hard, and some of them lost their lives in the process, fought so hard for us to have those rights. Because when I think, like, I don't know about y'all, but if you have great-grandparents and grandparents, right? My great-grandparents would never see, especially my great-grandmothers, they would never be able to have a job because they lived during a time where men were the head of the household. Men were sole providers, so they couldn't do that. My great-grandmothers would have never been allowed to go to college. They would have never been allowed to own their own bank accounts, have their own apartment, have their own house. It didn't work that way unless their husband passed. It was, you know what I mean? Like, it was passed down through marriage and inheritance. But on their own, just going to purchase a house, a Black woman, that wasn't heard of. One of my great-grandmothers was born in the 1930s. So at that point, we weren't even allowed to vote. So here we are. When I think about that, I'm just like, wow. Because of them, I have such a great opportunity, and I don't want to take advantage of that. So yeah, every chance I get, I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote for what I morally stand for, what I believe is morally acceptable. Do with that as you may. And I know people will be like, oh, it doesn't matter. I don't give a damn. I'm still exercising my right. Still exercising my right at the end of the day. Angel Guides 1111, welcome to the channel. Are you new here? I feel like you might be new here. Aisha, let me know if you see people in here who are always in here. Because I need to keep track of that too. Like, I don't mind doing free readings, but it gets to a point, like, every time they hop in here, they expect a free reading. That's weird. Let's see. I don't know how to pronounce your name. With the V, the guy with the V from India. I'm not even going to try to attempt to say that. But like I said earlier, if you're wanting a reading, drop a pink heart down in the chat. And we'll go through that. Okay, drop a pink heart down in the chat if you're wanting a reading. unless you donate it. And donations you can send via Super Chat, Cash App, or PayPal. Oh, you're fine, Aisha. I was just saying, let me know, like, if you see people hopping in that you recognize and they come here quite frequently looking for free readings, please call them out. Call them out on it. Because why is that a consistent pattern? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind doing free readings because that's why I'm here. But don't take advantage of someone's kindness. That's a no, right? So, yeah, if you see them, clock it. And anybody who's hopping in here asking and keep spamming the chat, if they keep spamming the chat, block. Anybody that comes in and keeps spamming the chat, block. Anybody that comes in here on disrespectful nonsense, block. Let's see. Angel guys, you can go ahead and drop your question, love. I see that you're the first person in here to drop a heart for a reading, so we're gonna go with that, and we're just gonna keep it rolling. I guess everybody hopped out once I started talking about Black History Month. I'm not surprised. But you know who my favorite person is when we talked about it in school? Because when I was in school back in the day, this is like 20 years ago, back when I was in school, in elementary school, my teachers were really good about covering Black History Month. Now, I don't know if they do it in school. Y'all let me know. Y'all mamas in the chat, let me know. If they teach your kids in school today about Black history, let me know. But back in the day when I was in school, we had to do reports on, you know, Black people who contributed and their inventions and what their inventions were, like Madam C.J. Walker. I had done a report on Jackie Joyner Kersey. I done a report on her when I was in school. I think I was in the 4th or 5th grade. And Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Jackie Robinson. I think he was the first Black baseball player to play in a major league. There's more. Washington Carver. I can't think of his whole name. Washington Carver. There's more. Martin Luther King. There's so many more. But they would have us, like the teachers would have us do book reports on Black people who made certain contributions to society. They invented certain things. Like the light bulb. I cannot think of this person's name. Now y'all got me thinking. And it's early. The Black man who invented the light bulb. The Black man who invented the street lights. The Black man who invented furniture, like bed frames and this. And now the funny thing about this story, I learned this recently. It was a Black man who invented furniture, like bed frames. You know how we go and we buy bed frames for mattresses and stuff? He invented it. He had made the first ones from wood. His slave owner saw that he was very talented. And so instead of paying him for it, he took his idea and started copying it and put it out onto the market as his own. Meanwhile, he kept taking whatever product that this man had been making. Hi, Celine. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please thumbs up and subscribe, you guys. Appreciate the love. But he was taking this man's ideas and putting them out to be his own. So there's that. It was crazy. When I think about it, it's crazy. And I think to myself, like, I wonder how many times this actually happened where a Black person invented something and then a white person took credit for it. He had an idea that was actually successful, and this man took credit for his idea, for his work. Crazy business. If you'd like to get a reading, please drop a pink heart in the chat, you guys. Pink is for free, green is for donated. If you'd like to donate to the channel, donations are welcome. You can use Super Chat, Cash App, PayPal. Those are the 3 methods that I use. Angel Guides 111, are you going to drop your question? Because I see you're still in the chat. But yeah, somebody was telling me the other day, going off on a tangent. Somebody was telling me the other day that they don't do cursive writing. They don't teach cursive writing in school. Cursive writing was like one of my favorite things to do when I was in like 2nd grade. Cursive writing. I was like, what? What y'all mean? They're not teaching cursive writing. How are you supposed to write a letter to somebody? Hey, lovely 2735. Welcome to my channel. That's good, Aisha. Since they're not doing it, you're doing it. Because they need to know. Just imagine, like, major events that have happened in our time, right? Like Rodney King, that incident, the incident with Martin Luther King. What happened in Hurricane Katrina? Absolutely horrible. Imagine your kids not knowing what happened during Katrina. All because they choose not to talk about it in school. History helps us keep from repeating the same bullshit. That's what history helps us to do. History is supposed to be a learning tool so that people can grow as a nation, as a society, as civilization, and not make the same stupid mistakes that we did in the past and do the same stupid things that cost people their lives. Imagine them not knowing about that. Not knowing where they come from, how their ancestors got here. Why, when you really think about it, history explains why people behave the way that they do from a social aspect. When you live in fear because everything you do is being scrutinized, you tend to cower, you tend to not speak up for yourself and not advocate for your own rights out of fear. And that's what they went through. And it's important that people know this. It's important. So as I was watching Rosa Parks, the movie, her husband, he was what we call, what's the term for it? He's a black person, but he looks white on the outside, red hair. I think it's albinoism. Y'all correct me, because I don't know the term. But I have a cousin like that, where both of her parents are black, but she looks white on the outside. She has freckles, red hair. But the cops during that time, this is like in the 1940s, 50s. They pulled him over, just automatically assume that the car he's driving, because it's a nice vehicle. Sound familiar? They pull him over and they're like, boy, where'd you get this car from? Whose car is this? And he was like, I have the paperwork, sir. And he was going to reach for it, and the officer stopped him and was like, not so fast, boy. Like, yeah. And so the officer's looking at his car, and everybody's just pissed off. I can only imagine the anger and frustration, because why are you pulling me over? They weren't breaking no laws. They weren't speeding. None of that. Simply because you saw me behind this wheel, and you automatically assumed, because I'm a black person, that I stole this vehicle. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Sounds very familiar. And this has been, that just goes to show you that this type of antagonizing and harassment has been going on for a very long time. And then if you ever think about it, if you're a black person, you know what I'm talking about. So y'all be in a group talking, and then here comes asking 1,001 questions. Oh, so what is everybody huddled over here for? What are you guys talking about? What? And then we just leave. Because the minute that we explain to you what's going on, they've already made an assumption that they know what's going on. Or they're quick to, oh, well, why is everybody should be working. Mind you, they're on their lunch break. Or they're on a 15-minute break or whatever. But it's an automatic assumption that you're doing something wrong simply because of the color of your skin, which is crazy. It's crazy. So it's important to know the history. It's important to know the history. It explains a lot of things. It explains the nosiness, the invasiveness. Oh, do you have your papers? Where's your freedom papers? Where's your ID? Who do you belong to? What plantation did you come from? If you've never watched it, I highly recommend. 12 Years a Slave was a very good movie. So, long story short, there was a man who was originally a slave, but he got freed. He ended up back in slavery, all because he could not provide the paperwork to prove that he was free. He was a free man. He ended up back in slavery for another 12 years. Crazy work. Crazy work. And I truly believe that's one of the reasons why now we're required to show identification, carry your license when you're driving, your insurance, all this stuff to prove that you're able to drive freely. And even still, they can say, oh, you ran that light. Oh, you were doing 10, you were going 20 miles over the speed limit. Lovely 2735, if you're still here, you can go ahead and drop your question, because I tried to give Angel Guides an opportunity to drop hers and she didn't. So you can go ahead and drop your question. My favorite movie, though, I think one of my favorite ones is Harriet Tubman. She was definitely a baddie. Definitely a baddie. She did what needed to be done when nobody else would do it. Then there's the story of Rosewood in Florida. Marius. Let's look and see. Marius. All right. Marius. What is the energy surrounding Marius? I'm just gonna ask Spirit, Lovely, what is the energy surrounding this man? Page of Pentacles. Yeah, he definitely wants to start something new with you, new and stable with the Page of Pentacles. So that's a good thing. He wants to communicate and everything with you. Oh, okay. Okay. Maris. So I also have the Seven of Swords. Mars, okay. Seven of Swords and Ten of Cups here. I don't know if you can see that, but let me just, yeah. Seven of Swords, Ten of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is this person does want to reach out in communication with you. Thank you, Aisha. Seven of Swords is that there could be some dishonesty, like a little bit of deception somewhere, like he lying about something. So beware of that. And since that's something that you are concerned with, use your intuition and use common sense. When you're having a conversation with someone, I'm trying to think of an example that I can give you where your intuition can kick into play. When just because somebody answers you, because sometimes people are fast talkers, and not me personally, I don't like a fast talker. But if I'm asking you questions, right, like let's say we're out on a date or whatever, and anybody who, feel free to give an example if you know what I'm talking about. But you just feel like this person might be lying to you about something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, Nikki. So you feel like there's something off. Like I'm asking him about how many kids does he have? You know, is he still in communication with anyone from his past romantically? Like, you know, is there anyone that thinks they're in a relationship with you? Are you still in a relationship with somebody? Did you just get out of a relationship? Like, you're asking very important questions that need answers. And he's just kind of like going through it, right? For example, he's like, no, that's been done. Da, 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 da. Like, you know, we ain't been together. We ain't been together in 6 months. Are you sure about that, sir? 6 months is kind of new. Anything under a year, I don't trust it. Even a year can be sketchy. And y'all have a 2-year-old together. There still might be some feelings there. You might not, sir, have feelings, but she might. So that's something to peep. That's something to peep. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's sitting there saying, oh, I'm over her, blah, blah, blah. And be aware of men who do that, who bash their exes, because it's like, what do you need to bash that person for? Y'all weren't in alignment. It didn't work out. It was what it was. It is what it is. Let that be what it is. You don't have to trash talk someone just because you're not in the relationship with them. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you weren't perfect either. So let's not do that moving forward. What did you learn from your past relationship? That's a good question to ask. What did you learn from that experience? You see what I'm saying? But it does look like he is looking to settle down, because I have the 10 of Cups here. He wants to be happy. He wants a good, healthy relationship. But you have to be aware and make sure that he's willing to put in the effort. Because what I find a lot of times, and I could be in my 39 years of living, okay? A lot of times, from my own personal experience and the experience of others, is that men do a lot of lying. And when I say lying, it's not always like blatant lying. To me, if you're leaving out information, like I ask you how many kids you have, and you tell me I only have 2, but then I find out there's 3 more, and when I confront you about it, I say, why did you lie and tell me that you only had 2 kids that I know of? Okay, this includes any potentials, anybody who's pregnant. Well, I'm only paying child support for 2. I didn't ask you who you were paying child support from. I asked you how many kids you had. Do you see what I'm saying? Or if you ever been married. You say no. But when I do my own little background check, the math is not mathing, right? And so I find a missus on the other side of this. I'm going to confront you about it. See what I'm saying? And then when I confront you about it, you lie again and tell me, no, we're not married. Sir, what does the paper say? What do I look dumb to you? We're not married. What makes you say that? Because the paper is saying different. We're in the process of getting a divorce. I served her papers. Okay, but the divorce is not finalized. And y'all still live in the same house. So 1 + 1 is 2. And that tells me she's still connected to you. And she has rights that I don't. So you gotta really, you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure the math is mathing. Cause men can do some, they do be lying. They be lying for real. They gonna lie to get some cat. A lot of them will lie to get some cat. If they feel like they finna miss out, they gonna lie. Whatever, they gonna tell you whatever they think you want to hear. So you have to be very, this doesn't make sense. What is this about? What is this about? And you better tell me quickly because I'm finna be gone. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't let things slide, because the smallest little thing, they will take it and run with it. They'll take it and run with it. So just beware of deception or leaving out information. Also, I always encourage women who are dating new people, do not bring that person around your kids if you're a mother right away. Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, for a whole good year. Don't even let them know where you work, and don't let them know where you live. They're still a stranger, okay? You know the thing that we teach 5-year-olds, stranger danger? A new person that you're dating is technically still a stranger. They don't need to know everything about you in less than a week. That's crazy. Leave some information to the imagination. Let that person earn information about you. As they put in effort into that relationship, as they show you they're serious, then you can start. You know what I'm saying? Does what I'm saying make sense? Does it make sense? Where this person earns access to you. They earn access to personal information about you. They don't know you and you don't know them. Do you see what I'm saying? So just because y'all went on dates for 2 weeks, it doesn't mean you have to tell him your whole childhood story, everything about your career path, where you went to college, how your mom was abusive when you were a child, how your dad left when you were 5. You don't need to tell him all of that. He hasn't earned all of that. He doesn't need to get that close to you, because dating is a process. It's in stages. First, you start dating a person. You see if you even like this person. It's really not about him. It's about you. What are you willing to allow? Because let me tell y'all something, a little secret. Every relationship is going to come with a little bit of bullshit. There's going to be something, I kid you not, there is going to very much be something about someone that you don't like. Now, once you've dated for a couple months, let's say y'all been dating for 3 or 4 months, right? That's a little bit of time. Now you've got to decide if that little bit of something is okay with you. Can you live with that? Do you see what I'm saying? Can you live with that? This person is a smoker. Can you live with that? This person has drinking issues. Can you live with that? This person has a bad temper. Can you live with that? What, you know what I'm saying? They're consistent in other areas. They could be a good father. They could be very loving. They can be very compassionate. They can help take care of things financially, but he has an anger problem. Piss him off and you see a whole different side. Do you see what I'm saying? So now you have to ask yourself, okay, what can I deal with? What are the things that I can and cannot deal with? What are deal breakers for me? Before you proceed, you don't want to just keep going along the course and you're not happy with the situation. You're not okay with him talking to you crazy. You're not okay with him being a smoker because it bothers you. You may have health issues. You may have to cut him off, and you need to be ready and prepared to do so. If it is something that you're not willing to tolerate, do not settle. Don't settle, because men don't. A lot of men don't settle. Men don't settle for something that they don't want because they put themselves first. One thing we can learn from men is that men always put their best interests first. If a man is dating a woman, he'll be like, I mean, she was just there at the time. Sir, what? Come again? Man, I was just messing with her because she was there at the time. You see what I'm saying? He had a need. He had an itch that needed to be scratched. I don't really fool with her like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't really like her like that. But because she was there and she was available and she gave him access, you see what I'm saying? He took full advantage. Mind you, if said same woman had said, get out of my face, stop calling me, don't come over here, and she gave him hell, he would have had to find somebody else to take advantage of. Yeah. He would have had to find somebody else to play with. So make sure you're stingy and you're very picky. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if he don't like it at all. Oh, you wear makeup. You don't need all of that. Sir, I never asked for your opinion. I've been wearing makeup for the past 10 years. Either you get with the program or find somebody who doesn't wear makeup. I'm not going to stop wearing makeup because that's what I like to do. You see it? Don't ever stop doing what you love to do because he doesn't like it. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What does that have to do with him? He's not the one even buying your makeup. Why does that concern him? And men will contradict themselves. The very same person complaining about you wearing makeup, when you first meet him, what is he doing on the dating app? Oh, you look so nice. You're so pretty. I like this picture. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Oh, you're beautiful. I love this. Da, 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 da. And then 6 months down the road, oh, you would be a lot prettier if you lost 10 pounds. I was the same weight when we first met, and your mouth was saying that you liked my shape. Now, 6 months later, now you have an issue. Get out of my face. Get out of my face, sir. Thank you, lovely. I appreciate that. Men do a lot of contradicting. And it'll be the very thing like, sir, you're asking me to lose 10 pounds, but you have a goddamn beer belly. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You're 50 with the goddamn beer belly, but you're worried about me losing 20 pounds. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Yeah. So don't let them, there might be 7 of Swords, a little bit of bullshit right there. 10 of Cups. He does want a happy family life, but make him work for it. That's what I'm going to tell you. Make him work for it. And if you don't, keep it moving because something better is on the horizon if he's not willing to put in that effort. When you ask if you can trust him, no, you cannot. You can trust yourself, though. You can trust your better judgment. You know what you deserve. You know what you're willing to accept and what you're not. Because if he likes you or he's attracted to you, he's going to say any and everything to be in your proximity, in close proximity to you, to have access to you, to talk to you. You know, one of the worst things that men don't like, here's another little secret. Men don't like to be ignored. So if you ever find that while y'all are dating, because it's still new and it's still fresh, that he says something off the wall or inappropriate, call him out, address it. And if he doesn't fix it, go ahead and deny access. Stop responding to texts. Don't answer calls. They hate to be ignored. I've been trying to get a hold of you. But I told you I work from 6 to 3. And here you are calling my phone. Disrespectful calling my phone when I told you these are my working hours. Or I told you I'm in bed by 9 o'clock, sir. I'm 35 years old. Do I look like I stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning? Hell no. I run a tight, strict program over here. I'm up so I can be up for work. I have to get my kids to school. And then I have to be in the bed by a certain time. Don't play with me. Make sure you stand on business, whatever you do. Whatever you do. Thank you, Aisha. Welcome, Michael, to the channel. Okay. Reconnected. Okay, so y'all have known each other previously, grew up together. Okay, so y'all kind of have a little bit of history. So that makes that a little bit better. But even still. Crazy Polar, are you and Donnell even talking? Are y'all even in a relationship? Let me ask that. Even still, be aware. Be aware of nonsense. Because it's been so long. You know what I mean? Like, y'all grew up together. So it's been, okay. That's good. That's a good start. No kids. Last relationship 2023. I would dig a little deeper. Lovely. I would dig a little deeper and be like, okay, what led to y'all breaking up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? Like, what was that about? Because what you don't want to do is have to clean up somebody else's mess. So what I mean by that is like, if it was bad, you know what I'm saying? You don't want that energy to be carried over into a potential relationship with you because you're trying to move forward. You know what I'm saying? If that person is not over the last situation, you don't want to be a rebound type situation. Like, we're not doing it. Okay. How long have you been no contact, Crazy Polaroid? As a standard rule, as a tarot reader, because I'm not in the business of lying to folks. As a standard rule, if you don't hear from somebody within about a week, they're not reaching out. And I know it sounds cliche, but my saying is always, if they wanted to, they would. It's kind of like a job. If they really appreciate their employees, if they wanted to do something for you and they wanted to give you a raise, or they wanted to, you know, give you a paid vacation or something to show their appreciation, they would. You know what I mean? Give you a gift card, something to show their appreciation, they would. If y'all got into it, the best thing you can do for yourself and him is to ignore him a day. Oh, that's fresh. That's fresh. Give it time. Give it time. I'll ask Spirit how he's feeling since the conflict, but give it time. And if you really want to talk to Donnell, which if you got into it, I'm pretty sure Donnell did something stupid. He probably said something or did something stupid. But if you really want to talk to Donnell, I would just call him. Be like, hey, you know, I hope we're good, since we had that discussion the other day. Because when you say we got into it, was there like a bunch of hollering, screaming, you know what I'm saying, like that type of thing? If not, if you just simply went up to him and was like, hey, babe, you know, I'm concerned about this. Something that you said or something that you did that didn't make sense to me the other day, or it made me feel some type of way. You expressed a concern to him. That's not getting into it. Getting into it is insults being thrown across to each person, hollering, screaming, cursing, yelling, calling folks names, bringing up, you know what I mean, bringing up hurtful things, like really getting into it, like real bad. But you really want to check situations before it escalates to something that bad. But if y'all just had a disagreement, or you were like, babe, I really think you should XYZ, yeah. And that could be a problem too. Like, I really don't appreciate the fact that you did XYZ. His response should be, oh, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to make you feel whatever, because that would be accountability. That would be accountability. If he is a person that doesn't take accountability, you really need to reconsider the relationship, honestly. Because who wants to be with somebody who doesn't take accountability? Because if the shoe was on the other foot and you did something that was wrong to him, he would want you to take accountability, would he not? Right? Like, you know what, babe, I'm sorry. I've had to apologize. I can't tell y'all the amount of times I've had to apologize to my fiance because of my tone, because of what I said or how I said it. Because I didn't mean it that way. It came out wrong. I'm human just like everybody else. So if I want him to take accountability when he messes up and he says something crazy to me, I need to take accountability. It goes both ways. But if nobody is willing to take accountability, it ain't gonna work. Or only one person is taking accountability and the other person is just out here wilding out and acting crazy. Somebody gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So Spirit, what are Donnell's? I'm gonna ask the question that you asked me, but because y'all just had whatever falling out or discussion about whatever's going on in y'all's relationship, I would give it some time. I would definitely give it some time. A lot of times people are moving from a place of pride and ego, and they don't like to. People, you know what's this thing about people that I've noticed? Hey Duncan Brooks, welcome to my channel. A lot of times people don't like to be held accountable because that means they have to change their behavior. That means they have to acknowledge, number one, acknowledge that they were wrong. And people do not like to be wrong. They don't. Like you calling out a best friend, like, you know, the friendship was really sucky, especially on my end. I felt ignored. I felt neglected, whatever. And now this person has to look at it from your perspective and be like, you know what? Two things. Either they could say, you know what? I apologize. I did not mean to make you feel that way. And going forward, I would like for us, hopefully, to be able to salvage this relationship and us to move past this. And I will do better on my end about this and such. Or this person like, I don't know why you saying this, blah, blah, blah. You know, you could have blah, blah, blah. And then turn the tables back on you. There's two ways to respond to criticism. And usually somebody who doesn't typically criticize you is coming from a place of love. And they're telling you, hey, you know what I'm saying? This is an issue that I'm having with you. You know what I mean? This is the issue. You can choose how you want to respond to it. You know, I really don't appreciate when you say this and such. I feel like you're being disrespectful or whatever. And you can either say, I apologize, I didn't mean it that way, or you can be an asshole and be arrogant and be like, well, that's you. That's a you problem. You know, you need to get over yourself. You're too emotional, blah, blah, blah. So you see how there's two different ways to handle it? And oftentimes people don't realize that their reaction, their response to situations could either make or break a situation. It can make or break. Same thing with a job. If your job comes to you with a write-up, for example, let's use that example, right? And they say, hey, we noticed that when you were charting this patient's information, you left out what meds were given, the time, and things of this nature. You can choose to fess up and be honest about your mistake and admit that you made a mistake, or you can try to hide it, blame it on somebody else. Well, I didn't give him meds because there were no meds in the med box or whatever. Or I didn't chart it because he was having a behavior, or whatever the case is. You see what I'm saying? You can either choose to be honest and acknowledge that, you know what, I did mess up. I apologize. It won't happen again. I will do my very best to make sure that I am on top of it. Or you could try to make an excuse and blame it on somebody else. But how is that going to make you look to your employer? You think they're going to trust you going forward? Same thing with relationships. Accountability is so important. And to all the women watching this channel and men, if you're in a relationship with somebody who can't even humble themselves enough to apologize, that they've hurt you, that they've made you feel some type of way, you may want to reconsider that relationship. Because that's what if you're looking for a lifelong partner, that's what you're going to be putting up with for the rest of your life. Do you really want to put up with that? Do you really want to put up with that type of behavior? They can't even acknowledge that something that they said really hurt you or it bothered you. They can't even say, you know what, babe, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. They can't acknowledge that. That's a problem. That is a problem. Anytime somebody is not humble enough to say, you know what, I apologize. I did not mean to make you feel like that. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Nikki, please hold that question. Thank you. And respect goes both ways. Respect goes both ways. Crazy Polaroid. Like, he wants respect, but when he's confronted on something that he's done wrong, he's not willing to man up. You can't man up. You can't demand respect as a man and then you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not taking accountability as a man. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have to figure it out. So, Spirit, what are Danielle's next actions towards Crazy Polaroid? Just consider what I said. Someone who is not humble enough to apologize when you let them know something bothers you. Duncan, please hold that thought. Knight of Swords. Impulsive action here is what I see. Impulsive action is what I see. Knight of Swords. I got Queen of Swords and I also have Two of Pentacles. So Spirit saying you're going to be faced with a choice dealing with him because he's impulsive. Sometimes maybe he flies off at the mouth and says hurtful things, Crazy Polaroid, or reacts, you know, out of anger and frustration. And you may end up having to have a very serious heart-to-heart with him about it. See what I'm saying? Queen of Swords energy. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, you're going to have to decide whether it's worth your time and energy. Because that can be a very draining situation to be dealing with somebody who lacks accountability. Spirit says you're going to have to decide, do you want to continue to deal with this? Or would you rather move on? And sometimes it's better to move on than to try to fix a grown person. You know what I mean? To try to get them to see that their behavior is unacceptable. All right. But with this Knight of Swords, I feel like he'll probably say something to you about it, if that makes sense. He'll probably reach out, say something to you about it. Whatever. You just got to give it some time. Hi, Miss Marie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, guys, please thumbs up the live stream. Please subscribe if you're new. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you guys. You're welcome. I see that, Miss Marie. Thank you for hopping into my live stream. Thank you, Aisha Love. I appreciate you moderating. Keeping the chat in line. Yeah, if you're next, please go ahead and drop your question. I hope my ramblings I hope my ramblings help somebody. I hope my advices and ramblings help somebody, cause man, I'm telling you. Nikki, are you gonna drop your question? Yes, Miss Marie, thank you. Just like that, perfect. If you would get a job, have you been applying? Let's start there. Have you been applying? Do I want to use that one? No, I have another one. You ain't gotta worry about that person, Aisha. I just blocked him. Oh, okay, that's good. So you're on the right track. I have to ask that question because a lot of times people, as a tarot reader, sometimes people will test me to see what I know, if I know, but I know. Spirit will make you get a job soon. Absolutely. Glorious Guard Personal. This is tarot. It absolutely is. Welcome to my channel. Absolutely not. That's a very personal question. Are you Christian? We're gonna let it, since it fell, I'm just gonna let it go. So I got one yes, one no. I'm getting a yes. Nikki, I'm getting a yes. That's what I'm getting. I read the cards as they come out. That's how I read my tarot cards. Whatever comes out is whatever comes out is what Spirit wants you to know. So my first initial answer I got was a yes. First initial answer is a yes. Spirit, is there anything that she needs to know in regards to job searching? You need to be more self-confident in your interviews. You need to go into your interview with confidence, and as your spirit and your personality needs to carry the energy as though that the job is yours, like you've already bagged it. So getting rid of any negative or insecure thoughts when you're going to apply for these jobs or going into an interview, have a positive mindset. Goodbye, Christina Genghis. Nobody asked you to be here. Goodbye. Okay, so Empress and the Devil in reverse. So coming out of this toxic mindset of woe is me, I'm never going to do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm never going to find the person, blah, blah. No, ma'am. If you want something, you have to manifest it. Okay? You're powerful. Know that much. Yeah, the job is gonna reach out to you when you least expect it. So one of the things about manifesting things is that sometimes we overthink about it, and you have to. So here's the thing: you put that thought into the universe. You're asking for a petitioning, or you're praying for a specific thing, right, with a desired outcome. So once you put that out into the universe, you have to almost like I like to call it set it and forget it, right? It's like you have to allow the universe, spirit, God, your angels do their work. So you have to, it's like setting it on the table and letting them do whatever needs to be done with that thing, right? Set yourself up for success. Tweak your resume. Have it professionally reviewed. Make sure you are dressing appropriately for interviews. Make sure you're 10 to 15 minutes, early for your interview. Make sure if you have to cancel for any reason, you let them know ahead of time, the day before. Like, do all of the things. Make sure you showcase what your skills and abilities are on your resume so they can see clearly that you have the experience that you say that you do, right? So, there's that. My apologies, y'all. My allergies bothering me this morning. Hey, Leandra. Hi, Princess. But yeah, you have the power to manifest what you want. Okay, so if you're a graduate, Nikki, so you may have to, I don't know if you have a LinkedIn, if you have a LinkedIn account, that's a good way to start, and have like your resume tweaked to, or see what entry-level positions are available in your career field. Whatever your career field is, see how you can get into entry-level positions. ChatGPT is a very good way to figure this out, okay? Hope that helps. Type it into ChatGPT. What are entry-level positions in accounting, for example? You're welcome. Yeah. And then you can start applying on like Job Recruiter and Indeed, etc., etc., etc. If you're new to the channel, you guys, thank you so much for hopping in. Please subscribe, thumbs up, and drop a pink heart if you'd like to be added to the list. Okay, see? That's a very good field. Very good field. So do you have experience working in that field, Nikki? I think, who's next? Aisha, is it the blessed one? Is she next? I hope she's in here because she can go ahead and drop her question. Yeah, so electrical engineering, great field, very great field to be in. So if you have experience in the field, not yet. Okay, so then your best bet is to go ahead and start looking get yourself a nice picture for LinkedIn, create a LinkedIn account so that you can start connecting with recruiters. Oh, Duncan. Okay, go ahead, Duncan. My apologies. I thought it was the other person. You can go ahead and drop your question, Duncan. But yeah, go ahead and get you a LinkedIn account, get you a nice professional picture, put it up there so that recruiters can start reaching out to you, upload your resume, and you'll start getting hits, okay? Do the same thing on Indeed, update your resume, and they have a thing on there that helps you find jobs that are in your career field, okay? Okay, to prevent confusion, let me ask Aisha, because I know she had the list running, so I'll ask her in just a minute. Aisha is my moderator. Aisha is my moderator, y'all. So I'll wait till she hops back in here. Was there anybody else? You're welcome, Nikki. And come back and let me know. Let me know how that helps. Let me know next week if you get any hits, because you should. You should, from either or. You have to do multiple things. And then also, while you're waiting in the process, don't just wait around. Go to your local career center, right? Your local job center, and let them know you have a degree in electrical engineering. See what they can partner you with. There are recruiters waiting. Okay. Blessed one is up. Okay, that's what I thought, Aisha. So I was right. Also, you guys, if there's anybody else who is going to be here consistently who wants to help be a moderator, because I know sometimes Aisha is busy. She's a mother first and foremost. So if somebody's willing to help moderate the chat, let me know and I will designate you as a moderator. See, there you go. So you need to connect. You need to network, Nikki. That's why you're not finding, but you will. So you need to connect. You need to utilize your resources, okay? Job Center, Career Center, LinkedIn, Indeed. Update your resume, your school resources as well. Your school should be able to help you with job placement as well. Wherever you graduated from, they may have connects, okay? Alumni. Why are you feeling stuck or blocked? That's a personal thing. Honestly, blessed one. You're feeling stuck and blocked because you choose to feel stuck and blocked. If she subscribed, and yes, if she subscribed to the channel, then yes. Blessed one. Let me see what advice Spirit has for you. Feeling stuck is a choice. It is. I've been there. Feeling stuck is a choice. Spirit says, what are you going to do about it? What are you feeling stuck about? What is the issue? Why are you feeling like you can't progress? Okay, then I think she's the last person on the list, Aisha. Thank you, love. Why are you feeling stuck and blocked? What is blocking you? That is the thing you need to identify. What is blocking you from your progress? What is keeping you stuck in a situation or a mindset where you can't excel or progress, or you can't do or achieve the things that you want to achieve? What is it? You need to identify that. So what are you wanting to happen? What is it that you're wanting to happen is the question. Thank you, Aisha, love. What is it that you're wanting to happen? Career, finances, business, family, love life, education. What is it that you're wanting to happen? See what I'm saying? it's hard for me to pull cards on that outside of advice, because you got to know what your expectations are as to why you're feeling blocked or stuck. But I think I have an oracle deck that will help answer this question. Did y'all just move there? Let me tell you something about children. Children and pets are very sensitive to energy. If your child is crying constantly, nonstop, when he's in that place, there's an uneasy, unsettling feeling there. Trust your intuition. If you feel like something is off, it is. You may need to find somewhere else to go. It may not be a good environment for you. That's your way of saying, children can't always verbalize what they feel, but children are very in tune with spirit. And children can feel and sense things a lot of times that we as adults overlook. So if he's constantly, because children are very pure and they're very innocent. So if he's constantly crying in that environment, there is something there that's either happening to him or happening around him that is not good. Ugh, I'm so sorry, Aisha. Girl, I woke up this morning and child, my allergies just been, I don't know, something in the air. But I'm like, man, I don't know if it's because the weather is changing, because it's been like popsicle cold for days. And now it's kind of starting to warm up. I don't know if y'all can see out here out of my window. The snow is it's finally melting. We had probably about a good 3 or 4 inches of snow. And it's finally like melting. You know, so it's in that slush mode. And so it's kind of warming up here in Missouri. So it's like almost 60 degrees. We hadn't seen 60 in like 2 months. So then that's something you need to work on. Getting the finances to move, because your child is unsettled. Your child is unsettled. Your child is clearly expressing to you that he's not happy in that place. There's something going on that makes him feel upset and aggravated. And it could be the fact that he's moved from one environment that he was used to. That's why people have to be careful with moving children around. If he's been moved from one location where he mostly was familiar with the people there and the area and the environment, because children do tend to latch on a lot quicker, and then you move him to a new area or like a new school or whatever, there's going to be some behavioral issues. There's going to be some discomfort, dis-ease, you know? To where you can get your own place. That needs to be the focus in 2026. Getting your own place in your own environment for you and your child, so that your child can feel safe. If he's crying like that, he's not at peace and he doesn't feel safe. He don't feel safe in that environment. Okay. So, definitely praying for you, praying that you can find somewhere else to stay that's more suited for you and your son. Princess, you can go ahead and drop your question. Also, again, as a mother, blessed one, utilize your resources. Talk to people. Go to housing. See how you can get assistance. You have a child. See how you can get assistance to get your own place, so that you and your son can be in an environment that is, you know what I'm saying, is good for the both of you. Okay? No, you didn't, Miss Marie. Then if it's a everywhere you go type of thing, then you may need to get him checked. He could be on the spectrum. My apologies, Miss Marie. Thank you, Aisha. So Miss Marie, go ahead and drop your question. Princess, I'll get back to you. I didn't realize that Miss Marie was first, and then I'll get back to Princess. You may need to get him checked. The blessed one, you may need to get your son checked. If that's a constant thing where he's crying and screaming everywhere you go, there's a problem. There's something going on there. He may be neurodivergent. He could be sensitive. He could be somewhere on the spectrum. Sometimes you don't know until they're a little bit older. So sometimes it helps to get them, you know what I mean? Get them checked out and see what's going on. Unless he just suffers from separation anxiety. Like anytime you leave him, he starts crying and carrying on. But he definitely could have something going on that, you know, requires medical attention. That's really up to y'all, to be honest. Marie, you and Alexis becoming best friends, that's really up to y'all. Y'all have to have that discussion. Does she want to be your friend? Have y'all had that discussion? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a conversation that needs to be had. How much effort is going into that friendship? That's also another thing to consider. Best friends are not something that happens overnight. It's over a period of time. You've developed a bond, a relationship with said friend. And, you know, this person is somebody that you really can confide in, that you really can trust. This person shows up for you. They show up and they show out for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're your road dog. Like, so to ask if y'all are going to be best friends, where's the friendship currently? Let's assess that. How much effort, time, and energy is being put into this current friendship before it, you know what I mean? Before it elevates to a level of best friends. I'm a very firm believer that not any and everybody needs to have that term to be called a best friend. Because what are you doing on my days that I'm down and out and I'm in tears and I'm just going through it? What are you doing? My best friend will send me something and say, go get you a coffee. She will do that. That's just how she is. She'll be like, listen, go get your mind off of it. She's going to try to talk me into self-soothing. She's going to be there for me every step of the way. I told her I have an important event come up. She asked me where and when, a date and time, so I can book a flight. That's my best friend. You see what I'm saying? And even when I don't think highly of myself, she's there to encourage me to hype me up. Like, girl, you got it. Don't ever think that you don't. So those are just some things to consider before you elevate or escalate this friendship to a best friend. You know what I'm saying? How does this person really show up and show out for this friendship? Are they worthy of being called a best friend? Because like I said, everybody can't be put into that category. Hell, everybody can't even be called a friend. Some people are just, hey, how you doing? Keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just acquaintances. They're just people you know from around the way. Like, we don't deal with each other like that. We don't even talk to each other on a regular basis. I'm damn sure not sharing my personal life story and information with you. I don't know you like that. You don't know me like that. I'm cool. We ain't got no beef, but you are not a friend. You are not a best friend. You're a stranger for all I know. You know what I'm saying? You're just somebody like a coworker, if that makes sense. Like, we work together in the same company. We work on the same production line. I don't know you. We work in the same office. I see you walking through the office. You see me walking through the office. I clock in, you clock in. And we don't know each other like that. I think that's something that you have to determine. You know what I'm saying? Is it worth calling this person a best friend? That's a that's a strong responsibility. That's a very high responsibility. Will Alexis and Marie become best friends? Spirit, in the future. I got yes. I got yes, though. The sun, you see the sun card? That's an automatic yes. That's an automatic yes. But I got yes cards here. These are yes cards. So, it depends. You know what I mean? People prove themselves over time, over a period of time. So, if you feel like y'all are getting to that stage in your friendship where you're like, hey, she might ride or die. Like, I can call her for anything. She gonna be there. She gonna show up. If I say my baby graduating, she gonna make a way to be there. Or if she can't be there, she's gonna send a gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's going to go that extra mile to make sure that I know that as her best friend, I feel loved. I feel the support. I feel the attention. You know what I mean? Like, that person is going to make sure that you know that they got you. That type of thing. So, I hope you and Alexis do become, okay, thick as thieves. Thick as thieves. I hope y'all do. Because I got a yes. So, hopefully, Princess. Let me scroll back up. What does A have planned for you for Valentine's Day? You know what? I want you to, here's what I'm going to tell y'all about tarot. Here's what I'm going to tell y'all about tarot. Okay? Princess, are you here? Are you with me? Here's what I'm going to tell y'all about tarot. Tarot's not going to tell y'all every little detail of what's happening. You're welcome, Miss Marie. Thank you for hopping in. Tarot's not going to tell you every little detail of every little thing going on. So what I'm going to ask these cards is, does he have something planned for Valentine's Day? So the thing about life is to be lived. In life, we are souls having a human experience, right? So why not allow the element of surprise to surprise you for Valentine's Day? To see exactly what A has up his sleeve. Because if it's a proposal, you want it to be beautiful. You don't want to know in advance. You want to be fully surprised so that you can fully be immersed in that experience. So that you can fully be immersed, but a proposal is a little bit deeper. So you want to be surprised in that element of, okay, if he does propose, what am I going to say? And you need to start thinking about that. If you intuitively feel like it could possibly be a proposal that he does, which ironically I have the Ace of Cups here on the bottom. So there's a lot of love here that he wants to give you. So just know that there's a lot of love here and a lot of emotions between the both of y'all, but there's a lot of love that he wants to offer. But what I was going to say was, you want to prepare yourself for that proposal. How do you feel about him? That's the question you need to be asking yourself, Princess. Like, do you really love this person? Do you feel like you could spend the rest of your life with this person? And why? Why or why not? What makes him so special that you feel like he's the one? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Thank you, Aisha. Maria, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe and you can hop into the next live stream. All right. But yeah, that's okay. It's cool. You didn't know. I've already been on here for over an hour. So yeah, I'm definitely finna hop out of here. But yeah, prepare yourself to answer that, because if he does propose, you want to make sure that and here's the thing. I hope it is a very intimate proposal, because the worst thing that can happen is, which I feel like you would accept his proposal, but there are times where women have had to turn down proposals, and you have to be ready for that. If that person is not really treating you the way that they should, and then they give out this grand, this whole grand proposal, and it's like, sir, what are you doing? You don't even show up for me like this on a regular basis. You might have to say no. You might have to say, so you have to be prepared for that. Not that you're trying to embarrass anybody, but that's what happens. I feel like people have lost the plot when it comes to engagement and marriage. It's supposed to be private. These things are supposed to be private for immediate family. People have made such a show out of marriage. It's ridiculous. They're doing things to get to create content. So they're posting, oh, this is where my wedding venue is. This is how much we paid. This is how much my dress costs. Nonsense. Now, to each person do their own thing, but it's like people have lost the plot. Yeah, even still, even with you being his girlfriend, I mean, how is he going to do that? I don't know. He could possibly do that. It doesn't require a proposal for him to ask you to be his girlfriend, though. It doesn't. But you never know. He could be plotting a marriage proposal. If he feels that strongly and deeply about you, what are you going to say to that? You see what I'm saying? What are you going to say to that? Like, I don't think now is a good time. If you're not ready for that, you have to be honest about what you're ready for. But I feel like a lot of people have lost the plot, like, and this is just my personal opinion as someone who's engaged and planning for a wedding this year. So it's like, I'm not going to be doing all of that. Like, posting all of no. Because it's really supposed to be an intimate thing between you and your partner, your spouse, and immediate family. All these other folks who you don't even know being invited to a wedding is crazy to me. And then everybody has an opinion about what shoulda, coulda, woulda that no one's funding. I think I think the westernized way of weddings is weird to me. Like, it's very weird. It's a very weird concept. Like, the bride and the groom are paying for all these people. Some of them are family. A lot of them are not. You've got a bachelorette party, a bachelor party, which I would never do. I would never do it. We're not doing it. For what? So that you can have one last freak off? Absolutely not. Not over here. Why would you even want to do that? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people have lost the plot. But that's me going off on a tangent. Back to what you were saying. Him proposing to you as a girlfriend, that's not required. So if you already know that he has something planned for you for Valentine's Day, then go with that. Go with that. He probably is going to get you something. He may get you candy. I mean, typical things. Roses. He may do the whole thing, like a card. I mean, he may do all of the things. If he's really like a true romantic at heart, he's got something planned for you. You just got to sit back, relax, and take what's given to you. It's really that simple. So I'm going to hop out of here. Thank y'all so much for hopping into the live stream. Also, if you've been in here several times, Aisha, I'm going to message you. If you're someone who's been in here several times and you haven't gotten a reading from me, like you're new to the channel and you haven't gotten a reading from me, please reach out. Okay. My email is allthingsaquarian@gmail.com. Or follow me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. All Things Aquarian. You can find me there. Nope, it doesn't require a reading. You just said you already know that he has something planned for you. You already know that he has something planned for you. So now you just have to wait for whatever he has planned for you. Tarot is not going to tell you exactly what he has planned for you. So there's no sense in me pulling cards for that. It's not going to be like, oh, A is going to come with a box of chocolates and a teddy bear. It's not going to tell me that. Hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. So, thank y'all to everybody who participated today. Thank y'all for all the likes, the subscribes, the comments. Come back, you guys. Come back. Okay. Hopefully I'm gonna try to slide in here in the morning. I still have been studying my schoolwork like crazy. So that's been my thing. That's why I haven't really been posting on my Instagram account as much, because my homework has really taken up a lot of my time. And I'm really career focused right now. So depending on how much my workload increases or not, I might get back to posting consistently on my Instagram account. But I'm still here. I still do personal readings. Let's get that straight. I still do personal readings. Actually, somebody just sent me a Zelle payment this morning for a reading. I didn't even look at it yet. Somebody else reached out to me asking for a personal reading. If you go to my Instagram account, All Things Aquarian, right? You go there. You click on my bio. Okay, there is a form that you will fill out if you need a personal reading. You fill out that form, it's going to send me an email. What do you mean? What does it look like for you though, Princess? I'm confused by the question. Because typically, if y'all are going to go out on dates and stuff like that, he's going to call you up or text you and say, babe, be ready at such and such so we can go out. You know what I'm saying? That's a typical thing if you're dating. Or he may just walk in the house and surprise you like my fiance did with gifts or whatever he has. So that's a surprise. You need to leave that up to the element of surprise and just let him be a man. Let him be a man and let him bring to you whatever he wants to bring to you. So back to people wanting personal readings. Click on the bio, okay? There's a form that comes up in my link tree. Fill out that form. It also has an area where you enter in your questions. It says comments, right? Make sure you put those questions in there. Payment is a second step. So you either send it through Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. And if you need to do Zelle payment, contact me because I don't think I listed my Zelle information there, okay? Because it's not my tarot email. You're welcome, Princess. I think sometimes people have a high expectation of tarot that shouldn't be. Tarot is for guidance. Tarot is for guidance. A question to be nosy, like, oh, what is my dad getting me for my birthday? That's not a question to ask tarot. That's something for you to sit back and wait for. And I'm explaining it that way. Princess, I'm using you as an example so people know, like, there's questions that are meant for tarot and then there's questions that are not, if that makes sense. Also, people can, it's one of those things where you ask some people, not you, but some people ask the same question repeatedly and they're going to continue to get the same answer. They're going to get the same answer because of the way that the question is being worded. Tarot is a very nuanced thing. So the questions that you ask, you want to make sure that you have a clear, like, okay, how does this person feel about me? That is a valid question, right? Is this relationship worth my time and effort? That is a clear question for tarot. When am I getting my paycheck? Not a question for tarot. What is my mom getting me for my birthday? Not a question for tarot. When am I going to get pregnant? Those are medical questions. I don't do those. Not a question for tarot. You go to the hospital and you book an appointment with an OBGYN and you find out what your fertility status is. That's how that goes. Will I win this court case? Not a question for tarot. Not a question for tarot. You consult with your attorneys, right? So nothing against your question. It's just that some questions, tarot cannot specifically answer those questions. And I'm being real. I'm telling y'all real shit. Because a lot of people assume that every single question is meant to be answered with cards when it comes to tarot. And it's not, surprisingly. It's not. Also, sometimes instead of asking about someone else, worry about what you have going on. Worry about how you feel about said person. Are you in a mental space to deal with this person? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about this person? What do you want from this? People give me questions. Aisha, please chime in because you know me. You know me. Sometimes for those who are single, you need to take the opportunity to focus on your own healing, your own growth, focus on your career, focus on your children, your relationship with your children, your relationship with yourself. Build your self-confidence to up here so that when you start dating, you're already at this level. So nothing that someone else does, whether they come in and stay or they go, it's not going to affect you because your level of confidence is already here. You're okay with walking away when you see red flags immediately instead of wasting 5, 6, 7, 8 years on somebody who doesn't deserve your time, your energy, or your resources. Because a lot of men like to siphon women's energy and they feed off of the attention. They feed off whether the attention is positive or negative. This is why you have like the baddies club, that show with the baddies. You have toxic reality shows because they will feed off of any reaction, whether it's positive or negative. That's why you have to be in such a peaceful state to where you're like, okay, I see how you're moving. I'm going to, you're moving to the right. I'm going to move to the left. You know what I'm saying? We're not in alignment. But when it comes to tarot, the questions that you want to ask are questions that are going to help you grow as a person. You know what I mean? Going to help you grow if you're in a relationship with someone, help your relationship to improve for the better. If that's what you want, Sometimes people are here for a good time, not a long time. And that's cool too, because you grown. You grown. If you say, hey, if I had a one night stand with Joe, how might that turn out? That's your business. You are grown. As a tarot reader, I'm not here to judge. Or I got back with my ex last week. That's your business. But no, just know the way that spiritual law works, for every action, there's a reaction. Cause and effect. As above, so below. So if you're in a situation to where, because I've had these questions, I've had them several times. You're messing with somebody who's married. You're breaking up somebody's home. They're breaking up their own home. Just know that karma can be transferred. This person is willingly stepping out on their wife or their husband. Karma is going to get that ass. Karma's going to get that ass. You don't want to be in the way of that. So make sure if you know, once you know better, you should do better, right? Don't entertain nonsense. Or you know that this person still has ties to an ex, but they're trying to mess with you. Cut it off. Cut it off. Block, delete, don't entertain it. I was just having this conversation with my best friend last night. We were talking about cheating. And she was saying how it's a choice. And I said, I absolutely agree. People choose these situations because as an adult, we all have mouths. And if you're not happy with your spouse or your significant other, you should, as a grown-up, be able to communicate and say, hey, love, this is how I'm feeling. I feel like we don't spend enough time together. I feel like you're always gone. I feel like I'm not getting the attention here. Those things are not an excuse for you to go out and mess around on your person. When all you have to do is communicate how you're feeling, and if the actions don't change, you leave that situation. You end that situation. There's never a reason for cheating. Also, over here, I don't condone getting back together with someone who cheated. I will never condone that behavior because it never works out. We were having that conversation as well. Taking somebody back, because she was telling me about someone she knew who did that, and she knew that how it was going to turn out, and sure enough, it was not well at all. It was not well at all. The person ended up telling her basically he didn't want to do, because they were married for, I think for a few years, just a few years or whatever, and all of a sudden he was like, you're my best friend, but I've fallen out of love with you. What, sir? I've fallen out of love with you, and I just, I don't want to do the marriage thing anymore. But come to find out, he was messing around with somebody else, and she found that out. He told her. Imagine if he didn't tell her. And then they come back around saying, I wasn't happy, and I wasn't getting this or getting that from you. So that's why I ended up doing what I did. Is that an excuse? And here's the thing about forgiveness and apologies. Just because someone apologizes to you does not mean you have to still give them access to you. You don't. Because 9 times out of 10, if they've done that once because they didn't feel fulfilled, what makes you think that they're not going to do it again? Rest my case. So go ahead, Aisha love. I got you, boo. I got you. Hang on a second, y'all. Hang on 1 second. Hold on. I gotta respond to that man. Hang on. All right, Aisha, I'm back. So yeah, when you come to a tarot reader, just know that the questions really have to be in alignment with what you're looking for. Nosy questions don't really we can use tarot to be nosy, but I prefer not to do that because it takes away the joy of experience in life. Like, it takes away the joy of being surprised. You know what I mean? The element of surprise. Life is an experience. But anywho, y'all, me and my my mind be going in a million places. A million and one places, y'all. Oh, also, somebody was asking me about my nails the last time, right? So these are these are press-ons, and this is week 2. I've had them on for 2 weeks now. 3 of them had popped off, but I believe that was my own fault due to application. But okay. That's a good question, Aisha. Let me pull cards. Let's see what comes out. Initially, right off the top, I'm gonna say I would extend the contract if I were you. I would, but let's see what comes out in the cards. I would still go to the interview though. I would still take off and go to the interview. But yeah, I would extend, if it were me, I would extend the contract, you know, for job security. But yeah, that's what I was telling y'all. I got my press-on nails and I only spent $40 for the kit. But the kit has everything inside of it. Now, I'm probably going to buy some other ones that are like a different color and probably take these off because I get bored with my nails easily. But you can see up close, they're still pretty good. I had to end up using, because I didn't prep properly, it was my first time trying it out. I ended up having to use that Sally Beauty nail glue, and that does work very well. Very, very well. Oh, okay. Okay. So they agreed to do an 8-week contract. Okay. Okay. And congrats, Aisha. Congrats, girl. I didn't even know. I didn't know you had another baby. Oh, congrats. Do you know what you're having? Spirit. I think the way I'm going to ask this question, though, is what would be the outcome if you extended the contract versus what would be the outcome if you didn't, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. This came out in reverse, so that's a good thing. 5 of Wands in reverse. If Aisha extends the contract, Spirit. The moon. So the moon gives me like, the moon is a no. The moon is a no, number 1. But number 2, the moon is like, there's some things that may be unclear if you extend the contract. So you may have to ask them for some clarity, like, you know, going forward. Oh, wow. That's quick. Girl, that's fast. Congratulations to you, mama. Yeah, okay, but look at this. Success. So the 6 of Wands comes here. You'll receive the what you need, basically. The recognition, the success that you need. It'll be successful is what I'm getting. If you do, there may be some things that need to be cleared up. You're welcome. Babies are just sweethearts. They're new souls. So I always share the love. And it feels like all these babies are coming and people around me are pregnant, and I'm just like, ew. But I love it. I love the babies. Another one of my really, really close friends, she's pregnant. And I'm just like, girl, you're so cute. Because she always sends me baby bump pictures. And she be out of breath. And I'm like, you're so cute. And she's like, I'm sick of being pregnant. Yeah, Ace of Wands. Definitely a new start with the Ace of Wands. So if you extend the contract, it looks like it'll be successful. It'll be peaceful because I had the Five of Wands in reverse. Girl, he's a hot mess. He is a hot mess. I think they're over by my mama today. And then I think I'm supposed to be going over there in like 2 weeks. Me and my sisters, we planned a whole sisters like getaway because we haven't done it in a while. So not Valentine's weekend, but the next weekend, I think we're all planning to like get together or whatever at my baby sister's house. But I don't think the boys are going to be there. I don't know where the boys are going to be at, but I don't think they're going to be there. But they're so funny. I actually need to call my mom when I get off of here to see if they're still at her house so I can see them before I start ripping and running. But, okay, so what happens if she doesn't extend the contract? If Aisha doesn't extend the contract, do you know what you're having, Aisha? It'll just come to an end. Ten of Swords if you don't extend it. This job will come to an end. Ten of Swords if you don't extend the contract. I have the Four of Cups in reverse. I'm trying to think. Four of Cups in reverse. So you won't feel like it was a missed opportunity. You won't feel like it was a missed opportunity. And you'll be able to manifest something else. Yeah, King of Wands. You'll be able to move forward and manifest something else. But that contract will just come to an end, basically. So those are the cards. Oh, you can see these. Those are the cards that I got here. So if you don't cancel the contract, we've got the King of Wands, the Magician, which is the manifester. So you co-create your own reality with this situation. The Four of Cups in the upright position is usually feeling like overworked and underpaid, like feeling like the underdog, feeling unappreciated, feeling like, okay, I'm not getting anywhere. But you may feel like, okay, they kept their end of the bargain. They kept their part of the contract. And then, yeah, I feel like either way, actually, Aisha, either way, this is not a bad thing. I feel like you may be in a lead position with this if you don't extend the contract. So I would go ahead with that interview. I would still do the interview. But is it possible you can do the interview and extend the contract, and then if they offer you a better position or better pay or whatever, you can just say, okay, well, I quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I quit. Hand sanitizer here. Hi, spiritual thing. Welcome to my channel. My free list is closed. If you want to send a donation for a reading, you definitely can. But my free list is closed, honey. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay. I see what you're saying. So they'll have to pay a fee if you quit? Or do you have to pay the fee? because I do have the Five of Wands up here with the first one. They would have to pay a fee. Okay. I do have the Five of Wands up here. Let me show you. I have the Five of Wands up here for the first one if you extend the contract with them. And then the Moon is here. The Moon is about things not really being clear or them hiding some things from you. But also, it'll be successful once you complete this contract. You will successfully have completed it. And then you'll be able to go on to something better. So I feel like if you just work this contract out, this first one that you're currently in, it may be better to just extend it, you know what I'm saying, until the baby comes. Because the thing about having a baby is that the baby could come a little bit early too, you know what I'm saying? So it may be better to extend it, you know, just based on what I'm seeing. Like, you could probably still do the interview with the other people, see what they're talking about. But this one currently, it may be better to extend it, especially with the baby coming and not having, that's the thing with babies. It could be, you know what I'm saying? The baby could come a little bit early. So I hope that helps, love. I hope that makes sense. But definitely, I would definitely extend that contract because I feel like it'll be in your best interest. Now, whether or not you want to proceed with that interview with the other people, I would sleep on it. And then if you feel like by tomorrow or Monday, you want to go on with it, then I would go on with it. See, yeah. See. So if the baby comes early, they still would have to pay a fee, right? Because technically, if you extend the contract and you have the baby early, you still not going to be able to finish out that contract, right? From what I'm understanding, it's still going to be an issue with them because you'll have to leave. You'll have to take off from maternity leave. So it may just be better to do the interview with the other company, honestly. See? Yeah. It may be better to do the interview with the other company, to be honest, then, because, you know, you can start a whole new contract elsewhere and give yourself time to rest after having a baby. Having a baby is a lot of work. It's a lot of work on the body and the mind. So you're going to need to rest after you had the baby, you know? Oh, it's the same company. But you know what you could do too, Aisha, is explain to them the dilemma. You know what I'm saying? You're due in less than, what, 3 months? Baby, April is coming around the corner real fast. April going to be here before we know it. So, oh, okay. That's even better, to work in administration. That'd be even better. Different area. That'd be even better to give you a break, you know? So, I'm praying for you, girl. I'm praying that you have a smooth and safe delivery with the baby. And I'm praying that you are able to find something within that company that can work with you. You know what I mean? Work with your schedule. That can work with your schedule. Because I know that can be a lot. That can be a lot to take on. But congratulations on another baby boy. Girl, you got all the boys. Oh, he does. Okay. He does. Where y'all gonna have a baby shower, Aisha? And I'm still itching to come down there. I'm very much itching to come down there. I've been wanting to come down. Ooh, girl. But because the weather been cold and you know I don't like the cold. I've been trying to wait. I haven't even been to Mississippi because it's been so cold. So I've been trying to wait for it to like warm up a little bit. But as of right now, tentatively, my wedding is scheduled for April, the end of April. So I've been trying to wait. I've been trying to wait for it to warm up before we go down there. It'll probably be after our wedding. Oh, that would be nice. That would be so nice. But once y'all decide, like, where y'all want to have baby shower and stuff, send me something that you may need for the baby. Like, if y'all have a registry, like a gift registry on Amazon, send it to me and I'll send you something for the baby. Everybody's having boys too. My cousin just had a boy on my birthday. She just had a baby boy on my birthday. Girl. I'm gonna message you. But thank y'all so much for everybody who I'm gonna message you, Aisha. I'm gonna hit you up. Thank y'all to everybody who participated and came in and subscribed to the channel. And all of the things. I appreciate y'all. Okay, I sure will. Thank you, love, for coming in and moderating too. I was trying to see if I can get somebody to help because I think it's 2 people that come in here. Leandra comes in here. I might ask her a lot. And then there's Yvette. I think Yvette comes here, but I didn't see Yvette this time. She might hop in the morning. I'm gonna try to hop on here tomorrow morning as well. But girl, I just be working between work, school, and then I do deliveries and stuff in the evening. So I just be busy. But yeah, I'll definitely send you my wish list. I need to update it because I haven't added nothing to my wish list in a while, and I need to start adding things because next year is my last year in school, and people were like, "Oh, we want to send you stuff for graduation." I'm like, okay, if y'all really want, but I need stuff to start decorating my desk because once I get into once I start working in HR, that's my goal, is to get an HR position. So I want to decorate my desk in pink, all pink things, keyboard, screen, all of that stuff. I want to decorate my whole workspace in pink. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to start adding stuff to my wish list. What I really, really want is a bog bag. That's what I want. I gotta get that, girl. I gotta get that together too. I hadn't even started the wedding. I've been so focused on getting things together. Like, I have realized during this process why a lot of brides get overwhelmed with weddings, because weddings are a lot. Girl, they're a lot. Like, trying to plan a wedding, you know, like the venue, getting the cake together, hell, getting your outfits together, shoes. Men need the undershirts, the socks with the dress shoes, the tie. Sometimes they'll have a vest and this little pin, this flower thing, like the whole ensemble. And then your wedding dress and your shoes and your veil and your hair accessories and your jewelry, all of this stuff. And then some people, which I'm not doing, will hire a makeup artist. I'm gonna do my own makeup and my own hair, period. But some people will pay for that. They can, okay? If you got it like that, you got it like that. But sometimes the venue itself can be several thousands, just the venue. And some people set up, sometimes they don't. Calling around, trying to get a photographer, trying to get a DJ. Like, yes, child, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Like, my wedding will be in a very small location, very few people, point blank, period. Now, after the wedding, we'll have a reception where everybody can come and eat and barbecue, you know, all the stuff they do down south. You know, you know. But we'll have a reception for everybody to come out or whatever, and they can come out and we can celebrate whatever. But yeah, I'm not gonna do all that. Like, I'm not gonna do all that. I do want to get a cake made. That's on my list of things to do. I still have to book the area, the wedding officiant, and I can't do that until March. She told me that she doesn't do like in advance, that far in advance. Girl, I've been asking this lady since October. Thankfully, because we're eloping, I don't have to get a vendor, and I'm not getting a venue. My wedding will be held in a park. More than likely, it'll be held in a park. So it'll be quick and easy. It'll be a few people there, and that'll be that. It will not be no big old, I don't have to worry about vendors. I don't have to worry about none of that. All these decorations and no. I'm not sending out 1,000 invitations. Just invitations alone, to send out invitations, girl, they will charge you over $100 just to send out 30 invitations. Like, to print them out and make them, when you can design your own in Canva and print them out on your computer at home and fold them up nicely and have nice little envelopes and put the person's information on there. I'm telling you, it's pointless. It's pointless. And all them people that I always wonder, how do you have 200 guests? Where are you gathering these folks from? Where are they coming from? Do I even know 200 people? Like, I'm trying to most of my books for school they're already in my course. So if there's anything I need to download, like I have my worksheets that I was working on yesterday that I just downloaded to my iPad and I uploaded to GoodNotes so I can write in there. But my coursework, they have books that are in an app. So yeah, we get to download the ebooks from school. I don't print them off. I just read them in the app on my iPad or on my laptop. That's how I do that. But girl, then after that, next year is my graduation. So I have to plan for that, a flight for that, because I have to RSVP. And then the thing is, if you send people back to the wedding, if you send people invites for the wedding for them to RSVP, a lot of people will wait till the last minute or just not show up at all. I don't got time for it. I'm not going to argue with people about showing up. Like, I'm not going to do it. People barely show up for Thanksgiving. Barely. So I'm like, we're not going to do all that. We're not going to do all that. We're going to keep it simple, baby. We're going to keep it simple over here. Not too much. So, girl, that's the plan. That is the plan. Which, next week I need to take my dress to get it altered because my dress is too long. It's hanging up in that closet. I still have to get shoes. Girl, it's more than that. It's more than that per head. I said, what? Baby, y'all try. No, that's house money. 20K. I could get a new house with that. That's a payment, a down payment on a house. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's the only thing I'm spending 20K on is a house. Do you hear me? And my next vehicle, it'll be a barely 5 feet, girl. Barely 5 feet. And then I plan on getting some heels, but you know, I'm getting older. I'm 39 now. I just turned 39. I ain't trying to be walking around for a long period of time in like high heels. Like, I'm talking about like small heels, like, you know, like platform heels, like maybe 2 inches. That's about it. I want platform, like wedge shoes for my wedding dress because I don't have and I'm already flat footed. So I don't want to be trying to walk around in this long dress, dragging it around. I want to get my dress dirty at the bottom. So I'm going to try to get it tailored so they can take off a few inches so that it matches it falls to where my shoes are. That's what I want to do. But yeah, girl, that part. Or ended up in debt. A lot of times people spend all that money on a wedding and end up in debt because it's like you really don't have that money. So you're putting things on credit and stuff like that, or you're borrowing. It's like, oh gosh. Hey, Margaret. How are you? I was right about what? I'm not trying to, listen, I'm trying to work on my credit score. My credit score. So, yeah, we're going to keep it simple over here. That's what we're going to do. And we're okay with that. Like, it'll be a handful of people. When I tell you a handful of people, at max, it'll probably be about 4, maybe 5 people coming to my wedding. And I'm okay with that. Like, we're both okay with it. He's okay with it. I'm okay with it. We've had this discussion and we're good. We're good. The paperwork to TJ. Margaret, you got to refresh my memory, love. I'm not having a recollection. The paperwork to TJ. I do a lot of readings, so girl, that's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. ChatGPT. I'm telling you, the amount of people that have said ChatGPT has helped them get their credit together. People will knock ChatGPT and I'll be cracking up laughing because people will be like, oh, ChatGPT is evil, blah, blah, blah. Like, girl, if you don't go somewhere, ChatGPT is helping me get my life together. Oh, okay. Okay. And I was right about that. What was the paperwork for? But really one of the best things you can do for like getting your credit, yeah, that too. I use it for a resume building. Girl, you can use ChatGPT for a lot of things. The best thing you can do is just make payment plans to pay some debt off. Because once you pay debts off, it helps your credit score go up, or on-time payments, you know. I'm so sorry, Margaret. There has to be a way around that to where you can get him the paperwork. So I definitely hope everything works out. Like if you have a credit card and you need to pay on it, just making small, because they'll work with you now. A lot of companies are wanting to work with you, like on payments. Like if you could make a small payment per month, you know, to pay this off, it'll help boost your credit score. So that, I mean, hey, we got to start somewhere. Start somewhere. Listen, I can send you a couple of dollars. We can get that credit score up. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Aisha. Oh, okay. So you got a plan, Margaret. Okay. Okay, that's good. As long as you have a plan, honey, and you're doing what you want to do and it's working out for you, love that. Love that. I definitely wish you the best though. You deserve so much better. You do. Just know that. Just know that you deserve the absolute best. Whatever it is, you deserve the best. Just know that. Okay? I'm trying to get better to get back to posting on Instagram. My mind has not, I don't really fool with Instagram like that no more. I just get very aggravated with social media in general. Even scrolling through TikTok, which I still do, I get aggravated because I feel like people be on nonsense. Just Facebook, and I really don't like Facebook. Facebook is a very messy place. I feel like between TikTok and Facebook, they're the two top messiest apps I've ever seen in my life. And I wish that people would also normalize like actual real interaction with people. Like, let's meet up in person. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a meet and greet in person. Let's have a cookout. Let's have a barbecue. Let's go to a water park. Everybody that's got kids, let's take them somewhere real. You know what I'm saying? Versus all this getting on the internet and talking about other people's business and what they got going on. No one cares. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. That's what I would like to do. But you know, people love their social media. I was telling my grandmother on my father's side, because she called me on my birthday, and I said, Grandma, I don't even know if y'all are having a family reunion this year because no one calls me. I said, I see posts. They're always posting things on Facebook. And I'm like, why does nobody call or text anymore? What happened to people calling and texting people, to check on people, to check on your loved ones? Why does everything have to be posted to social media? And so then my mind, because y'all, my mind goes to a very dark place. So then my mind started thinking, sometimes my thoughts are a little bit morbid. Because my mom is in the medical profession. So I was like terrified to myself, because I was like, damn, if nobody actually calls me or texts me, you know what I'm saying? What happens when I get old? Am I just going to be sitting in the house dead for weeks and nobody's going to know because they're waiting for me to make a Facebook post and nobody actually called me or came over to my house to make sure I was okay? Like, that's crazy. So that's crazy to think about. Like, people don't really check on people anymore like they should. It's just, oh, she hasn't posted on Instagram, or she hasn't posted on TikTok. So, you know, we haven't seen a post. So her last post said thus and such, which I just seen the other day that, and my heart goes out to, Lil Jon, the rapper Lil Jon, and his family, because I just heard that they confirmed that his son had been found. He was out wandering or something and they found him deceased, unfortunately. And I'm just like, damn, where was everybody at? Did nobody see him go out the house? Like, it just, the thought of people, like, we need community. Like, we need people to check on people. You know what I mean? To see how people are doing. Like, real life interaction type of things. Right, exactly. Like, you have a baby shower, right, Aisha? So you call or you text your sisters and family, siblings in a group text, or you call them, you put them on three-way and let them know, like, hey, this is the plan, this is what we doing, woo woo. I need y'all to be there at this and such time at such and such place. You know what I'm saying? So you call them, but they want to post it on Facebook. Why? We had this conversation. This was an A, B, and C conversation. Like, why do y'all want to post it on Facebook? Or we're planning a girls trip. We want to go somewhere. It's like, now everybody wants to post it on Facebook. Why? For what? And then I look at people's pages and all they're really posting about is their kids. What they did at work and their kids. Oh, we took the kids to the park today. Okay. Y'all do this every week. Because I don't know if it's because probably because I'm getting older. But I think back to my childhood, and I don't, because we didn't have Facebook when I was in my teenage years. We did have that's around the time MySpace was starting to come out and stuff. Yeah, and that too. Some elderly people don't know how to text, so you got to go over there and see Granny and let her know that y'all get married in June, so she knows she got to pick out a dress. You know what I'm saying? She might make the cake for y'all. She might make sides. She might. Right. Half of them don't know how to work a phone. Yeah, a lot of them don't even know how to work the phone. They still got a flip phone. Yeah, MySpace. So, I hadn't even heard of Black Planet, but you know what I'm saying. So, we was outside most of the time playing as kids. We were not on phones. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't need cell phones. 8, 9, 10 years old, we did not have a cell phone. I didn't have my first cell phone until I was 19. I didn't have a cell phone. What do I need a cell phone for? And my mama right there. Literally, she right there. My teacher's right there. My auntie, my TT right there. What I need a cell phone for? I don't need a cell phone. The kids don't need a cell phone. They try to make out like the kids need a cell phone. No, they don't. If anything, the kids need to be supervised better. The adults around those kids need to supervise the kids better. That's what needs to happen. But I remember we had a house phone, and my aunt, my grandmothers, They would call my mom's house. They would call her house phone. And they would leave a voicemail on the answering machine. People wasn't texting you all day. You weren't distracted at work with a cell phone. I feel like because people have personal access to you, they feel like they can blow up your phone all day. If you wanted to talk to somebody, you had to meet them in person. Girl, I had a Motorola Razr. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. I had a pink Motorola Razr phone back in the day. And I thought I was the, couldn't nobody tell me nothing. But those were the phones. Those were the phones. Those are the phones. Hood Thanos, what is your point? What is your point? Why is that even a question? Why are you asking me about empty water bottles? I have a jug that I drink my water in. Right. I heard people saying they're going back to get a house phone. Because the cell phones are too much. And I agree. Having everybody on a cell phone plan, I feel like even jobs now, they've gotten so comfortable and they've gotten so messy to where they want to text you after hours. Why are you texting me after hours and asking me about work-related shit? Why are you texting me while I'm on vacation? Because, baby, if I didn't have a cell phone and I was on vacation, you wouldn't be able to get a hold of me. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Also, if I didn't have a cell phone, check this out. If I didn't have a cell phone, there would be no apps downloaded on my phone. So you wouldn't be on Facebook or Snapchat trying to see if I'm posting pictures. Exactly. Posting pictures and trying to figure out where I'm at and what I'm doing and who I'm with. That's not your business. See what I'm saying? That's not your business. You wouldn't be able to track me because I have a house phone, not a cell phone. I feel like cell phones and all of these social media apps were just another way of people being nosy and not minding their business. Not minding their business. And notice how people, when they friend you, they want to friend you on every social media platform. It's not enough. It's not enough that they have your phone number. Now they want you to follow them and they follow you on TikTok and on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter and on all the apps. All the apps. What do you need all of that for? You have my number. You don't call me and you don't text me. What are we doing? I miss the good old days. But like we were just talking about, my grandma, she called me. She didn't send me no mess on the app. Because she has Facebook. My grandmother has Facebook. Yes. Yes. Hey, Big Will. Yes. My grandmother, she called me. She didn't Facebook message me because she has Messenger. She has it. But she called me on my birthday. That's my dad's mom. And she was like, hey, baby girl, I was just thinking about you. Now, mind you, I'm 39 years old. But she was like, I was just thinking about you. My grandmother named me, actually. She named me. And I plan to go see her this summer. She lives like 2 hours away from me. She lives in St. Louis. I'm good. How are you? But yeah, I'm sick of social media. I'm sick of cell phones. I'm sick of the fact that employers have extra like even when I'm not at work, I hate that I can see I don't know if y'all all go through this. My grandma's still a baddie. Yeah, my grandma's definitely a baddie. She's a Scorpio. Also, what was I finna say? I lost my train of thought, y'all. Yeah, I plan on going to see my grandmother this summer. But I was like, not in the cold. I don't like driving in St. Louis in the cold. But yeah, my job, that's what I hate. So I don't know if anybody else has experienced this. We have this group I know some people use Teams to communicate with their coworkers, but we have an app called Slack, and they use it for you know what I'm saying? All the people in the facility, all the office staff and stuff. If I'm not there, or even on my day off, because I took off for my fiance's birthday, I took off for my birthday. Our birthdays are literally a week apart. So each Friday I took off. So anywho, long story short, all Friday I'm doing my thing, doing my hair, whoop-de-woo, running errands, whatever. And I'm still seeing all of their messages. I'm going to put y'all on mute. I'm going to put y'all on mute because I don't need to see all of this. What do I need to be in a group chat for? I'm not there. I'm not there. If I'm in the Bahamas, relaxing on the beach, and y'all got all this stuff going on, and y'all, whatever y'all got going on at the office, that got nothing to do with me. I don't want to be involved in a group chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, take me out. Take me out. Count me out. I don't want to be bothered. I'm not there. I'm not there. Y'all can figure it out. Y'all can work it out. Whatever it is, I can guarantee you, y'all can figure it out. And one thing about me, before I leave, if there's anything that I think that someone needs to know, I'm going to leave a note for you. I'm going to leave a note for you. But baby, if I'm on the highway or I'm on the plane and I'm up in the air and I'm crossing the bridge, okay? I'm crossing the Kentucky Bridge. I'm not finna take out my phone and text you back. You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. If it's pressing, you're going to have to wait. You're right, Aisha. Like, yeah, it's gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna have to wait because, and a lot of times it don't be that serious for real. It really don't. It really don't. Some stuff can wait. Some stuff can wait. People, and that's another thing with social media. That I don't like. If something happens, right, that's very personal, like the passing of someone's child, that's a very personal thing. Or someone, you know, or someone has a child, they give birth or whatever, they pass away. People love to run to social media to be like, oh, yeah, it was confirmed. Nobody asked you. Nobody even asked you. Nara, get out of my live stream. Get out of my live stream, because I see what you're trying to do there, and it's not funny. It's not funny at all. But yeah, people love to be the first one to run and post it on social media. Oh yeah, she just had the baby. Like, when my sister had my nephew, I was there. But I would never just take pictures and post the baby without her permission. I wouldn't do that. People do that at people's weddings. That's so tacky to me. It's so tacky. If I'm at your wedding, I'm not going to be just, if you allow me to take pictures, I'm not going to be posting it to social media. You may have already paid for a photographer to take professional pictures of you and your husband on your special day. And here I am posting random pictures of the venue and you in your dress at a bad angle, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, your hair's flying because y'all were just outside taking glamour shots or whatever. And now that's what people are seeing on social media. And that stuff is forever there. It's a digital trail. People annoy me. They really do. It just, as I get older, my patience gets thinner and thinner. Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Or they run to social media to tell someone else's story and they don't even know the whole story. They run, oh yeah, come to find out so-and-so's daughter's been missing and the daddy was the last one. And that wasn't what happened at all. A lot of people think they know what happened. They weren't there. They're speculating and they're making assumptions. Like that teacher that was just found in Chicago. She was found in Lake Michigan. They have been looking for her. They have surveillance footage of that lady's car, her driving up to Lake Michigan up there in Chicago. They see her on camera getting out of her car and walking on the edge of the lake. And next thing you know, a few days later, she's found in the river. All these people were getting on, these think pieces were getting on TikTok and saying, oh, the husband had something to do with it. The husband had something to do with it. And the husband was just as concerned as everybody else looking for his wife. He told the cops, I haven't seen her. She hasn't come home. She's a teacher. I think she taught like special needs children. That's what she did. They said she had been suffering from some mental health issues. It was it's really a sad situation, honestly. But her students loved her. The school they were so devastated. Like, it was a whole thing. But people were literally getting on the internet and dragging this man saying, oh, her husband did it. Her husband did it. I'm like, who are you? Inspector what? You don't even know who your baby daddy is, but you know that this woman's husband is behind her death? Get out of here. And then the other thing that just happened with those 3 boys that drowned in that lake, in that freezing pond, the mother gets on and she's distraught and she's in distress. She's lost 3 children and people are dragging her, calling her a drug addict, saying she's got to GoFundMe just for money, and saying, well, it was only 3 feet of water, so she should have been able to save 3 children in freezing ice cold water below freezing temperatures. She should have been able to save all 3 children. Who are you to judge? Would you have been able to jump in 3 feet of freezing cold water and save 3 children that are panicking because they fell through ice? Because they fell through ice? I don't give a damn that it was only 3 feet. Would you have been able to do that through hypothermia? Do you think do you really think, let's use common sense and critical thinking here. Do you really think that your body is already going through hypothermia and you're going to say, her children were not small. They're older children. So like 8, 9, 10 years old, that she by herself would be able to save all 3 children? That's not true. It was only 3 feet in certain areas. It did not say it was 3 feet. The entire lake was 3 feet. It did not say that. So let's not do that. And you're a lie. You're a lie, because you may have tried and you could have died trying to save them. Let's be honest. You could have died trying to save them. I know the ages. They gave the ages. It doesn't matter. Just like trying to save someone on a good hot summer day in a lake, you can drown. It's the same thing. There would have been no way on a good hot summer day that, how do you know? Were you there? Butterfly Kisses, since you know so fucking much. Were you there? I love how y'all love to get on the internet and make assumptions. You were not there. You were not part of the first responders team. Also, the temps were below freezing. Like I said earlier. Would you have been able to save 3 children that were drowning in a freezing lake? Well, you're not showing any emotion either. You're not showing any type of empathy for this woman who's lost 3 children. And how do you know that she didn't show any emotion? How do you know she didn't show any? No, you didn't. You weren't there. So stop lying. How do you know that she didn't show any emotion? Because people grieve differently. She probably was in shock. It was freezing. Now, I know me, myself, personally, I visited Lake Michigan. And if you've never been to Lake Michigan, because I went to Bradford Beach during the summer, if you've never visited Lake Michigan, don't. That's your opinion. She showed no emotion. That is your opinion. I seen the interview. The mother was very distraught. She was distraught at the fact that she was unable to save all 3 of her children. But even on a good day, like I said, if you go out to a lake, you know how ponds or lakes, they start out shallow at the very beginning, and then it gets deeper. It gets deeper and deeper as you go further out, right? You can't stop kids from playing, but why are you so hell-bent on trying to find fault with the mother instead of showing some goddamn empathy for somebody who lost 3 children? You're so quick to get on the internet and talk about something that you know nothing about and sit here and accuse this woman of showing no emotion and not doing enough. What did you do? What did you do since you know so fucking much? What did you do? Were you there on the scene? Did you help do something? I think not. So you should keep your mouth shut. You don't know what happened there. You're not giving details. You're not a reporter and you weren't on the scene. So here's the thing. Somebody is suffering because they lost children. The human decency thing to do is to show some empathy, to feel some type of empathy that person lost 3 children. And I can do that. What is your point? You love to get on the internet and argue with people. About something that you really don't know anything about and sit here and act like you're giving facts when you weren't there, you weren't on the scene, and you don't have any facts. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Absolutely, Aisha, absolutely. They want to sit here and discourse back and forth, but at the end of the day, this person has no facts about anything. No, you do need to shut up, because if you don't have anything kind to say about somebody who suffered a loss, you should just zip it up. Just zip it up. This people are crazy to me. Yeah, because he wants to sit and argue, or she, I don't care, whoever they were. They want to sit and argue that, oh, well, it was only 3 feet of water. And I'm tired of hearing this argument. Even in 3 feet of water, mind you, I'm barely 5 feet. So Aisha, you know how far, yeah. So you know how far 3 feet of water is probably up here. Even if I was in a lake and I've gone to the lake, 3 feet of water is still very much up here. That woman, she's not very tall. So just think about that. Having your body submerged in freezing water. Exactly. If you don't agree, then just keep scrolling. Having your body submerged in freezing water, hypothermia sets in within a matter of minutes. So you're trying to save not 1, not 2, but 3 children. All at the same time. Everybody's crying. Everybody's panicking. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of adrenaline going, and you're trying to figure out, how do I get this? How did this? Now, people have a valid point by saying, why were they out there playing in the first place in the freezing cold on a lake? I don't know. I wasn't there. All I know is the woman is suffering. The woman is grieving. She lost 3 children. That's all I know. She lost 3 children. That we know. We know that 3 children were lost. Unfortunately, sadly. But to sit, why is it so important to sit and try to find fault with the lady? That's what I don't understand. Why is it that everybody wants to, well, she could have done this, she could have done that. That's what you call 911 for. That's what the first responders are for. Right, just stupid. Hey, Tarot and Oracle. Just ignorant. I don't pay them no mind, Aisha. I don't give a damn. This is my channel. But I get tired of seeing that, because I kept seeing that comment all over TikTok. Oh, it was only 3 feet of water. Exactly. Kids can still go out and play. We used to slide down hills in the freezing cold, like in our backyard. We would slide down hills. Here's the thing. Allegedly, supposedly, she was at a friend's house. They were over at a friend's house when it happened. She didn't know, and the kids didn't know, that there was a pond back there. Since we're looking to find fault with someone, why wasn't she informed before her children were outside playing that there was a pond back there? You see what I'm saying? People love to shift blame, but also we don't know. Maybe the friend didn't think that those kids would be out there playing. We don't know all of the details. What we know is that 3 beautiful children lost their lives, and a mother is suffering because she lost her children. That's what we know. And the human decency side of things says, show this woman some grace. Show her some grace and some empathy. She lost 3 children. Well, she could have done this and she could have done that. And then the speculations. One lady, I know a drug head when I see one. What? Lady, what? Where are y'all coming up with these far-fetched ideas? I will say that maybe the children shouldn't have been outside unsupervised. I definitely agree with that. There should have been some adult supervision. Where were the adults? That's a very valid question to ask. But that's neither here nor there, because children are gone now. They're gone. We can't bring them back. So here we are. But people saying, oh, don't pay into her GoFundMe because it's just drug money. People are sick. People are really, really sick. Don't help this person because it's drug money. How do you know that she's on drugs? What makes you think that somebody on drugs would be willing to jump in and save their children, which she clearly did try to jump in and help save her children. And because she was unsuccessful, now y'all want to fault her. Now people want to fault her. That's just like a car catches on fire and you're trying to save somebody, a loved one, from that car that's burning on fire. But you're unsuccessful because the smoke killed them before you could get to them. Whose fault is that? See what I'm saying? People pick and choose, Aisha. People pick and choose. And that's unfortunately, that's the world we live in. People love to pick and choose. People love to blame. oh, well, she should have done this and that. Were you there? Did you see it? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. The same way that parents should have been held accountable for the 11-year-old that was impregnated by her stepdad that the grandmother knew about, who was sexually abusing the 11-year-old. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. People pick and choose when they want to hold someone accountable and when they don't. Because somebody was like, well, the kids shouldn't have been playing on ice. Y'all do know that toddlers have died. Many toddlers have died getting outside of a door and going and falling into a pool and drowning. Even through a gate. Or they've gone out and they've wandered into a lake because the family lived close to a lake. The toddler got out, followed the dog, and the toddler got out to the lake. Accidents actually happen. Accidents do happen. Accidents happen. You can literally be sitting right next to a child. You can be sitting right next to your child. And because children are curious and children don't listen, they get into things. That child can be standing right beside you and decide to take off running into the street. What, Soraya? What are you asking? We're having a discussion. That's what's happening here. That child can decide to run off, or you're driving in the car. This has happened to me with my nephews. You're driving in the car. Thankfully, I have child lock on. But children, thankfully, I was at the drive-thru at McDonald's because I was going to get them some food. My nephew decides that he wants to open the door while I'm in the drive-thru. He wants to open my door. And I look at him through my rearview mirror. Right, Aisha, current events. I look at him and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? TT, I want out. Okay, then you ask to get out, but you don't open my door while the car is running. That's what you don't do. But you see what I'm saying? Things can happen with children so quick. So quick. There's also toys that are hazardous for children. Children have died playing with toys because they swallowed a part before the parents could even get to the child. They didn't put something in their mouth. Like, being a parent scares me. I love y'all who are parents. My heart goes out to you. But being a parent is scary as hell to me because you are responsible for someone else's life. That already in and of itself is a grave responsibility because... Man, I'm telling you. And it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop when they're 15, 16, 17 years old. You haven't seen them. They haven't come home. They were out with friends. They're 17, 18 years old. They're 19, 20 years old. Well, she said she was going out with her friends. They were going somewhere. Yes. Well, even little tiny, small plastic things can get lodged in a child's throat. They talk about this all the time and parents don't even know. They can get lodged in a child's throat. And children like to put stuff in their mouth. They like to put stuff in their mouth. But even in 15, like that situation with what's her name? Kanika Jenkins, I think it is. The girl who was out with friends at that hotel in Chicago. That story still bothers me to this day. That story and the story of Kendrick Johnson in Georgia. That young boy, they found him rolled up in a gym mat at the school. And nobody knows how that happened. He was only 15 years old. Nobody knew how that happened. His parents thinking he went to school. Because at that age, at 15, he's old enough to walk himself to school. You see what I'm saying? He's old enough to walk himself to school. You think, okay, he's going to go in and he's going to go to his classes. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go to gym and come home. That is still your child. Whose fault was that? Whose fault was that? You see what I'm saying? But as a parent, you're still the person they're calling because you're the parent. And now you're calling me and telling me y'all found my son dead, wrapped up in a mat. And y'all don't know what happened? Like, man, being a parent. Man, I'm telling you. I truly believe both of those situations, there's a lot of information missing. There's a lot of information missing, and I feel like it's intentional. A lot of information is missing because they didn't really want the public to know what really happened. That's what I feel. But it's like people think that, oh, well, my kids turn 18. When they turn 18, just because they're legally grown at 18 does not mean that they are smart and wise enough to make decisions, adult decisions. They still need guidance. 18 is still very young. I think it's so stupid to be like, well, you're 18 now. You got to find somewhere to go. What? That's still your baby. Like, just because he or she turned 18 doesn't mean that they're just ready to be thrown out to the wolves. Well, you're 18 now. What? You know what I mean? I'm still in my 30s and I still call my mom. I still call my mom for stuff. You know what I mean? I'm almost 40 and I still call my mom for stuff. Being a parent is a lifelong situation. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Deeply Rooted. How you doing? Being a parent is a lifelong responsibility. And it doesn't just stop. That's why I feel like, man, people have to be so careful. Not only the fact of you becoming a mother or a parent, but you have to be mindful of who you have children with. Because not everybody is mother and father material. There are so many people who should not be parents. They should not. They don't even have a good track record of taking care of themselves, let alone taking care of other little humans. They can't even take care. They've made bad decisions on their own as an adult, and then they bring little smaller people into it. It's crazy. I swear. But I was talking, I think you may have missed that part because we had to block somebody because he was just doing too much. But I was talking about the case. I don't know if you've seen it, with the mother that lost her 3 children in the lake. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing people say, well, it was only 3 feet. Mind you, if you live anywhere up north, Michigan, Wisconsin, Chicago, if you see the temperatures, look at the water. I don't give a damn if it was 3 feet or 5 feet. I know there's no way in hell I would have been able to get into below freezing cold water. I'm talking ice cold water and save 3 drowning children. People are wanting to drag this lady and blame this lady for what happened. She didn't even know her kids were playing out there. She didn't even know they were out there playing. But the sister saw it and she said, hey, the boys are drowning. The little sister saw it. She has 6 children. So they immediately run out there. They call 911. She's trying to get the boys out. That water is freezing. I'm 5 feet. So even at 5 feet, 3 feet of water is already up here for me. It's already up here. Right here. You know, I could still breathe and move around. But this is already, now imagine being in that much water and it's freezing. It's freezing. I already don't like to be outside in the cold. But empathy requires putting yourself in someone else's shoes. It's very easy to blame someone and say, well, why didn't she do this? And why didn't you weren't there? There's a lot of situations that happen with people that unless you were in that situation, you don't know what you would do until you're in that situation, if what I'm saying is making sense. So they were saying the same thing about what happened when young Dolph was killed. They said the people that came in to take him out came in through the front door of it was looked like a restaurant or something. And the girl who was behind the counter, when she saw the guys, they were masked, coming in with the Uzis and stuff. When she saw them coming in, she immediately ran out because she saw them coming. It was such a split second that she reacted, and people were like, she should have protected Dolph. She should have did this, blah, blah, blah. Your first instinct, you see a mob of whoever with guns drawn, the human instinct is it's fight or flight. That's human instinct, right? When you have situations that are emotionally charged, The brain cannot function on a regular because you're panicking. You're in panic mode. I'm trying to survive this situation. If y'all have ever seen those shows where it's like the person survived what? She survived what? You like, how did that person make it out of that situation alive? The human response, the way the brain works in certain dire situations is, I've got to survive. I'm trying to preserve the body, okay? People think, well, the logical thing, you're not thinking logically. Your body is thinking, how can I survive this? That's how your body is thinking. So it's easy to pinpoint and say and blame somebody. Well, if it were me. Have you ever been in a drive-by shooting? Oh, okay. Well, she should have got the baby. Where was the baby? 10 feet away? She should have. That's easy to say when you've never been in that situation. Mind you, this type of stuff is an unexpected situation. You're not expecting to be sitting in a car on the side of the block waiting for your boyfriend to come out of the house or whoever, sitting in a car with a child and you're pregnant, and you're not expecting a car to drive by and start shooting up the entire place. You're not, you know what I mean? That's not something you're expecting. You're not expecting to be in the house having a conversation with your friend, and then your daughter comes running in the house and saying, hey, my brothers are outside drowning in the water. That's not a conversation that if you ever had an emergency like that, you know what I'm saying. So I feel for that woman. I feel for that woman because she's lost 3 children. And that's the problem with people now. A lot of people lack empathy. The first thing they want to do is pinpoint fingers. Well, she should have did this and the children shouldn't have been there and blah, 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 blah. That's not going to bring them back either now, is it? You bitching and complaining about what she should have done is not going to bring the children back, is it? How about we show kindness and a little bit of sympathy? People aggravate me. We were talking about social media. We were talking about social media and how I don't care for it. I don't really care for it because it keeps people from actually interacting on a personal level. That's what we were talking about. But anywho, y'all, I have been on here long enough. I'm hungry. I'm going to hop off of here. Thank you, Aisha, so much for hopping in to moderate. Thank you, Deeply Rooted, for hopping in. Thank you to all the people who hopped in and even to the people who gave me hell. You got me views. So thank you for that. Love y'all. And until tomorrow, peace out.